Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I remember when I was a boy and in our little ignorance as Romanian children we sometimes spoke about if there's a God, did Hitler want to take over the world, or how do you think is going to be the year 2000 will be the end of the world, and do you think it's going to be an atomic war? Yeah, we were talking about these kind of things in the 7th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, and so on. And one of the subjects was will Russia, the Soviets, and Americans going to nuke one another? And one of the idea over there that was always vehiculated was maybe it's going to be by accident they will get in a scuffle and accidentally they will start the World War III. Well, here is something that is getting closer to that. We have this article and remember, we're just little boys and we thought about these kind of things, and it seems like that's a very much a danger still, that accidents can trigger World War III. Business Insider reports Jack Epstein from October 20th, 2022. A Russian fighter jet fired a missile while shadowing a Royal Air Force reconnaissance plane on patrol over the Black Sea, UK says. So I would like you to go, and if you do not know where the Black Sea is, if you do, please excuse me, I don't want to insult anybody, but in case you do not know, just look over the map where the Black Sea is, look where Russia is, and look where Great Britain is, okay? And then you figure out what the fuck is that reconnaissance plane doing over the Black Sea? That will be the first question, okay? Like for instance, what were the US Navy ships doing in the Gulf of Tonkin next to Vietnam? Look at Vietnam, look at United States, and look at where the Gulf of Tonkin was, okay? You know, the Gulf of Tonkin incident that triggered the Americans' response being attacked, which was a lie, by some boats from Vietnam, and they then unleashed total attack over Vietnam, destroyed a few countries in the meantime, and killed 55,000 young Americans. So anyway, so this Royal Force reconnaissance plane was just on patrol, was patrolling its borders with Great Britain over the Black Sea. All right, so a Russian fighter jet recently released a missile near a Royal Air Force reconnaissance aircraft. The UK's Ben Wallace said the plane was patrolling over the Black Sea when the engagement happened. It was just, normal duty because they can. Moscow told London that a technical malfunction caused the issue. Right there, while they were by one another. Do you believe that? I don't. I know accidents happen, but don't you think the timing is kind of strange? A Russian fighter jet recently released a missile in the vicinity of a Royal Air Force reconnaissance plane conducting a patrol mission in Eastern Europe, UK Defense Minister Ben Wallace said Thursday. So it happened before Thursday, but they tell us Thursday, which is today. The unarmed RC-135W River Joint was in the middle of a routine patrol over the Black Sea, minding his own business, picking up flowers, smelling them in the meantime, on September 29, when two armed Russian Su-27 fighter jets interacted with a surveillance aircraft, Wallace told lawmakers in London while delivering an update on the war in Ukraine. It is not, and I'm quoting, it is not unusual for aircraft to be shadowed. And this day was no different. During that interaction, however, it transpired that one of the Su-27 aircraft released a missile in the vicinity of the Raf River Joint beyond visual range, Wallace said, adding that the interaction lasted about 90 minutes. The Raf River Joint returned to its base when the patrol finished, to Great Britain, Wallace said, and his since communicated his concerns with his Russian counterpart, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, in light of this potentially dangerous engagement. You think? Yeah, it was dangerous. In a letter to Shoigu, Wallace said he made it clear that the Rough River Joint was unarmed, operating in international airspace, and followed a pre-notified flight path. All good. He said Thursday that Moscow delivered a response earlier this month that blamed the incident on a technical issue with a fighter jet. All right, and I'm quoting, the UK Ministry of Defense has shared this information with allies, and after consultation, I've restarted routine patrols, but this time escorted by fighter aircraft. Why? The same thing will happen. The guys will come again with their Su-27 nearby. Why would you bring those? Because if they're going to shoot this plane down, are you going to shoot those down? Okay, so the point is what? What's next? No, I think it was just a reason. I don't even know if that really occurred. And if it occurred, I don't think it was an accident. It was, I mean, for 90 minutes, you just accidentally just shoot a missile. I mean, are you drunk or something? No, I think it's just a reason for these guys to put armed fighter jets in the Black Sea. That's basically what it is. I was surprised that didn't happen before. I was surprised that there's no Royal Navy in the Black Sea, as far as I know. You know, just checking things around. You know, like, oh, what the fuck are you doing over there by Crimea? Okay, remember when they went over there and they were shot at or around by the Russians? Anyway, and you say no, provocation. Anyway, I don't believe. Anyway, the thing is, these guys, again, luckily gonna put fighter jets in the Black Sea, and they will just be provoked by the Russians. So weasel-like. All right, this wouldn't be the first instance where a fighter jet fired a missile when it wasn't supposed to. A Spanish jet taking part in a NATO mission over the Baltic states in 2018 accidentally fired a missile, leading to warnings from Russia at the time. Russian forces have previously engaged in provocative actions around US and NATO forces in the Black Sea, but the recent incident comes during a time of extreme tensions between the Western allies and Russians over its war in Ukraine. And you bring your reconnaissance airplane over there when the tensions are high. Because it's just international waters. It's just fine, yeah. So if you know, it's, I don't know how to put it nicely. It's like you have a child, and let's say your neighbor is a convicted sex offender. Okay, he is a registered sex offender. And you know, this guy goes to a restaurant all the time. And you go with your child over there, and you go in a restaurant with the child goes over there. So, I mean, and the guy is going to give you some looks, or give the child some looks. Let's say what are you going to do about it? Well, it's a public space, but you know that guy is, you should not go over there. Yes, you can. But isn't kind of like you try to avoid these kind of situations? You know what I mean? Or he's off outside, let's say, this guy. I know there's certain kind of restrictions for sexual offenders registered, but anyway, it doesn't mean that if he lives next door, he can't be outside when the kids are outside. But let's say he's outside over there, just putting his sunglasses on and staying outside, and you can't see his hands. Okay, let's put it this way: you can't see his hands, so he's like this, and they're shaking. Okay, so, and you leave your child go outside and play in the front yard, right? When this guy's over there, would you do that? I wouldn't. Why? I can. It's not illegal to leave your child outside, after all, right? He's on his porch. Your kid is right here. He's doing whatever he's doing best. You know, he's working his biceps. What do you want to do? Nothing. He's doing that. You expose your child to something. It's okay. Everything is legal. The same. These guys go with the I don't know that's a reconnaissance airplane. I think it's just getting information to send it to someone. But it doesn't matter. Let's say it was just like that. You do it routine. Okay, no problem. Isn't that a little bit of a escalatory move? I think it is. And then what do you do next? You bring fighter jets. To do what? The Russians are still going to bring their jets next to you. And if the Russians still make a mistake, what's going to happen? Are you going to shoot them? I don't think so. Because if you do that, I think you will be down in about 3 minutes. Because be certain, when those guys are up and they're international waters, I don't know how far they are from the international airspace, whatever. They are next to your border or your, I can't remember the word now, it's escaping me. Airspace, let's put it this way. Do you think that you're not followed with a cross over your plane on all the duration that you pass through the international water or airspace? Do you think you're not with a cross on you or 5 crosses on you? Once you make a wrong move or something, you shoot something, you release something, don't you think you're down, you're done? I think you are, and I think that's the normal practice. Because you don't know what, I mean, they say, well, just a routine. Well, we'll give you this, the coordinates, we're going this way. We don't know what you have over there. Now you bring fighter jets, armed. What are you going to do? Just let them be? Okay, oh, it's all right. They're good people. No, bang. Keep them over there. Once they make a wrong move, you get them down. Let alone they're going to shoot at your fighter jets. I think in no time you're going to have 20 Suhois over there blowing those up. And what's going to happen? It's going to fulfill what we were talking as boys in Romania. An accident will cause the Third World War. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.